let's talk about phytoceramides and ceramides in general.
Great. Yeah.
Cool.
So you want me to ask questions, or are you ready to go?
Either way.
Just start talking.
So they say we're born with 60% ceramides in the outer layers of the skin. And from other things I'm reading lately, it seems that may be what they're quoting is that 60% of the fats, 60% of the oil content of the skin when we're born is ceramides. That's most likely what that number comes from. And then that can drop even below 20% as we age, because the body makes less ceramides as our metabolism slows. And ceramides are not only used in the skin, they're used in every cell in the body. They form little rafts, like cholesterol will form rafts in the cell membrane. Ceramides also will form rafts in the cell membrane. When they're used in the nervous system, the body attaches sugar molecules to the ceramides, and then that, I am guessing, has some communication function. We know that ceramides on the cell membrane have a communication function. And then the specialization with a little antenna on the outside just begs to be used as an antenna for communication in a nerve cell. The ceramides are involved in the myelin sheath that insulates the nerve cells in some of the nerve cells.
So that could be helpful for MS.
Yep. Yeah, so there's many other functions. We're going to be learning more about ceramides. We have lots of questions, again, like whether it can help as a treatment and prevention and reversal for cataracts and dry eye syndrome. So interested to find out if there's already been some observations with dry eye that people taking ceramides as a supplement, increasing the dietary intake, which the average, according to statistics, the average American gets about 350 milligrams a day of ceramides, phytoceramides, or ceramides in general, I guess. And so when we take a 350 milligram capsule, which is considered a full daily supplemental dose, then we're maybe doubling that. Some people certainly are getting less. There's a lot of ceramides in dairy and eggs. Obviously, the animals, the chickens and the cows are eating vegetable matter and the phytoceramide form, and to some degree processing them. So whether they're still phyto or whether they're lacto-ovo ceramides, not sure. But those are considered high sources. And then sweet potatoes and rice and wheat. It's in the germ of the wheat and the rice. So polished rice and white flour, you're not going to get ceramides. It's an oil. It's a waxy oil. So if you're getting the rice bran oil or the wheat germ oil, then you're going to be getting ceramides, phytoceramides. Yeah.
So would you consider a ceramide to be a lipid?
I think we need to look that up and see what the definitions are of, fats, oils, lipids, waxy oils, ceramides. What's the structure? Phytoceramides are not a single compound. It's a class. It's a group.
Okay.
So there's more than one structure. There's different lengths, just like with other fatty acids. The lengths of the fatty acid chains, and the different lengths are going to be functionally different. So there's a lot that we can potentially learn about ceramides and phytoceramides and how they interact with our health. Again, it's not going to be just the skin, although that's where we see dramatic changes in 1 to 3 months is the typical length of time that we'll see increased hydration because it's a moisture barrier for the skin. The barrier function of the skin keeps the moisture in. It also keeps invasive organisms out.
Right.
It keeps allergens out. It keeps toxins out. So it's a very important function. And I'm
wondering...
What about
injuries, too? Injuries and infections?
Yeah, infection would be if it's keeping the bacteria out, because there's normally strep and staph, there's the normal skin flora, they're there. But if there's a moisture barrier, well, they're only going to live where there's moisture. They're not going to live inside a wax. they're not going to invade through the phytoceramides.
I'm just wondering if the body would heal quicker with the phytoceramide.
Yeah, it heals
That's what I'm
and
thinking, yeah.
is less prone to damage and injury
Right.
and invasion.
The question that's coming up from what I'm reading here is about the acid mantle.
Mhm.
How do phytoceramides affect the acid mantle?
Fatty
I wonder?
acids
Right,
are
they're acidic.
acidic. It's part the acid mantle is made up of combination of the aqueous medium. It's from the sweat glands,
Mm-hmm.
which is similar to urine, very similar. It's acidic, and the fatty acids, the oils, which are in the cells, as the cells age, they dehydrate and compress. You get the squamous epithelial cells on the top, very flattened. This, largely the cell membrane is a big part of it, and that's where the oils are. That's where the ceramides are. So that doesn't evaporate. That concentrates.